Howdy. Welcome back to another video. I got a new used truck, and well, just like typical Jonathan fashion, I didn't fully think things through right away. We'll get more into that a little bit later. First I want to talk about what's been going on, what's been happening. I'm back in Southern California. When I last left you guys, I was heading back down here. I'm with my parents right now. Well, I'm not with them right now, but I'm staying with my parents right now here in Los Angeles. And I essentially came down here to take care of some stuff like I told you guys when we last left off. And it has been extremely hectic. When I got back down, literally the next day, my girlfriend Tessa and I went on a short 2-night trip down to San Diego. I thought that since we hadn't seen each other for a while, it would be nice to just have a little getaway. We could catch up, spend some time together, and that was great. It was amazing. And after that, the whole time I was in San Diego, I was obsessively looking at Craigslist because for a while now, I actually have planned on getting a bigger truck because the Tacoma, although it's a really cool setup with the camper and it looks great and people commented on it all the time, I just knew that the Tacoma didn't really have the power to carry a camper like this. I know that while I was actually driving it, it was a little bit wobbly at times, it was iffy. And so for a while I had planned on looking for a bigger truck. So the whole time I was down in San Diego, I was obsessively looking at Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, in cities all over the West Coast. So all the way up to from Seattle down to San Diego, San Francisco, Portland, Bend, Phoenix, like everywhere. I was searching high and low for a Tundra. And these first gen Tundras are really hard to find a good deal on. Typically they have like 250,000 miles and people are still asking 10 grand. And so I found one while I was in San Diego and I booked a plane ticket because it was up in Portland, Oregon. I found like a really good deal on one, lower mileage. It only had 156,000 miles. And so I booked a plane ticket. So then the day that we got back from San Diego, or the day after we got back, I took an 8 a.m. flight up to Portland, Oregon. Yep, Portland, Oregon again. I was just there. I literally just left not long ago. I got the truck and I drove it all the way back down straight. I didn't take any breaks other than like food and gas, of course. But I drove straight 16 hours in the new truck. Got back like yesterday or something, and yesterday was my first day to just relax, take a breath, and settle down for a second. So it has really been going for the last month or so. So it does feel nice to like take a breath and just relax. But even today, I can't even say that I've been relaxing because I got to work right away because I want to get back on the road. So I was thinking like, all right, I got to start getting the Tundra ready for the camper. So I was doing research on what parts I would need because I knew I was going to need to like upgrade the suspension, get the camper tie downs, all that kind of stuff. And upon doing closer research, I realized, and I already knew this, that the Tundra actually has a similar weight capacity as the Tacoma does, but I just kind of assumed that since the Tacoma is physically such a smaller truck than the Tundra would carry the camper a lot better, and which I'm sure it would. But I also finally officially got the camper weighed, and it ended up weighing more than I expected. Completely empty, the camper weighs 1,300 pounds. The Tacoma basically was right at the limit of what it should be carrying without anything in it or myself. So that means that it would be about 300 to 400 pounds over the suggested capacity. And I totally thought that the camper was about 1,050 or 1,100 pounds. My math prior to this was just off and I didn't know exactly how much the camper weighed. And the Tundra has a 1,500 pound, more or less, maybe a little bit over that, payload capacity. So that means that the Tundra should technically and legally and safely only be carrying 15 pounds total, myself, the camper, and everything. And the camper is 1,300 pounds, so I'm about 155 pounds, so that doesn't leave much space for gear. This is a lot to explain, so I apologize if it seems like I'm just going off from one thing to another, because my mind is kind of all over the place. But basically, I found the good deal on the Tundra, so I really just rushed into it and bought a ticket and committed to buying it before really thinking about the logistics of whether or not this camper would really work for the Tundra. I just kind of assumed the Tacoma's been holding up pretty well with it, so I'm sure a Tundra would just handle it that much better, but I didn't realize that I would be a few hundred pounds over the capacity. I thought that I would be operating at the capacity, in which case the Tundra probably at the capacity would handle the camper better than the Tacoma does. But since I'm going to be a few hundred pounds over the capacity, now it's a question of, is that safe? Am I jeopardizing not only myself and my own vehicle and camper, but am I jeopardizing other people out there if there were an accident? What would happen? What kind of liability am I responsible for? And I know that if that something like that worst case scenario were to happen and I crashed and somebody got hurt or property was destroyed or whatever, the fact that I was over my payload capacity would definitely mean that I had some splaining to do, basically. Wow. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is I rushed into buying this truck, and after sitting down and really trying to figure out what to do next, I realized that this camper should not be neither on the Tacoma nor the new Tundra that I just went out and rushed to get. So kind of in a pickle now. I don't know exactly where that leaves me as far as what I'm gonna do about the camper. Realistically, if I want to carry the camper, I have to get a 3/4 ton truck. So that would be an F-250 Ram, a Dodge Ram 2500 or something like that. And to be honest, I really don't want to wheel and deal more cars and trucks and sell this and buy that and sell that one and buy this, and it's a very tough situation, because I really had initially planned to get the new truck, do the modifications, finish up the camper, and just be back on the road within maybe like 2 to 3 weeks. And now I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to try to sell both of my trucks and then get a bigger truck that will carry the camper, or if I'm gonna just try to downsize my setup for a little bit and see how that works, meaning leave the Slumber Queen behind. Because while I was on the road, I kind of was already toying with that idea, just because I felt kind of limited as far as off-road capabilities and gear storage. Not storage necessarily, but like what kind of gear I can mount onto the camper, because there's not really any way to mount any larger gear like kayaks or mountain bikes or something like that. So that's definitely an option, and I think I'm kind of leaning towards that because I want to get back on the road already, and I would have to just put the Slumber Queen in storage when I go back out onto the road if I'm able to find some way to incorporate a smaller setup into, one of my 2 trucks now. Now I have 2 trucks, jeez. And yeah, I mean, the smaller setup would probably just be a camper shell with the classic drawer build on the inside, or I don't know exactly, I haven't planned that much, but that's kind of where I'm leaning, and I wanted to give you guys that update because I feel like a lot has happened since we last saw each other, and that was only like a few days ago, and a lot really has changed. So I also didn't really have any chance to shoot any fun adventure video, so that's why this week's video is just kind of like a life update, so you guys are informed and know my whereabouts and what's going on and what to expect. If any of you have any suggestions, if any of you have experience with truck campers or overloading your truck, I know there's 2 sides of the argument. From all the research I've done, I've read countless forum posts, I've talked to people, and the 2 differing opinions basically seem to be either on one boat, there's people who say never exceed the limit, you're jeopardizing your safety, you're jeopardizing other people that are out on the road safety, and you're risking your truck not performing properly, not breaking down, but the components of your truck breaking down prematurely, and so just don't do it. Get a truck that can haul the load, or don't haul the load at all. And then on the other boat, is that even a phrase? I know, like in the other camp, on the other boat, in the other camp, whatever, you know what I'm saying. The other opinion is quite the opposite of that. There's people on forums who say, my truck is overloaded by 1,500 pounds. My truck is overloaded by 2,000 pounds and nothing has ever happened. I do it all the time. I've been doing this for years. You'll be fine. These trucks are meant to carry way more than their capacity. That's just like a worst case scenario rating that they give people just to, you know, just to cover their own asses in case something were to happen. And so the conflicting opinions are essentially play it safe, stay within the limit, don't risk safety. And the other boat is saying, it'll be fine. You're gonna be overweight, but nothing's gonna happen. Chances of that are really slim. And honestly, I am a two-sided person and I could really see both sides of the argument, but I'm kind of leaning towards like the safer side just because on the off chance that something bad were to happen, it would just be so horrible to know that I could have prevented it by just figuring out a different solution, whether that be a smaller setup or getting a bigger truck. And so that's where I stand. I don't know, maybe you guys probably are gonna have some very opinionated comments down below, so we'll see if that helps me make my decision. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's really whatever you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable risking it all, then go for it. And if you're not comfortable risking it all, then you gotta figure something else out. And I got a lot of figuring out to do, unfortunately. So I might be down here a little bit longer than I anticipated. Hopefully I could get back out there because the wheels are already turning of where I wanna go next and what I wanna do. And fly fishing, I was really just getting into it and there's absolutely no fly fishing down here. I am gonna go definitely fish on some jetties and fish in the ocean with some buddies, and I'll probably go camping nearby and whatnot, but I want to get back out on the road. That's the priority. So everything I'm doing right now is just trying to figure out what will be the most conducive to, you know, what I'm trying to do. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm sorry again, I don't have a more exciting video for you guys this week, but hopefully the normal videos will resume next week. This is just something I really got to figure out because it's really important, you know. I hope all of you guys are doing all right. I hope you're doing well. The channel has been growing and I appreciate every single one of you. To see how much growth I've had with my channel over the last few months is just unbelievable, and I'm extremely grateful for all of you. And a lot of people have been reaching out asking if there's ways that you could support this channel, whether that be like a Patreon or buying merchandise or stuff like that. And to be honest, it's at the back of my mind. I'm definitely kind of starting to strategize how I want to implement something that would work for you guys and work for myself as well. It is a little bit tricky with like merchandise if I'm going to be living on the road, because if I'm bouncing from place to place, there's not really any way I could ship stuff out or anything like that. So I'm gonna have to figure that out as well. Oh, too much figuring out. Bottom line is, I appreciate you guys and I really am happy and excited to see what this channel has in store, how much we're all gonna grow together. I hope that the videos have been entertaining up to this point. I know that they will continue to be entertaining because I have plans for a lot more videos, and I think that's just gonna be it. Oh, I do have one more thing to show you guys before I let you go here. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm crazy. Yep, I know, I'm crazy. I told you guys I'm always wheeling and dealing. I'm scrubbing through Craigslist ads and Facebook Marketplace on the regular. I just got this micro camper today because I saw it for a great deal, and they're extremely rare and hard to come by. If you guys have ever tried to find one yourselves, you know what I'm talking about. For the Tacomas, it's like unheard of, and I just happened to see one and I was like, this is perfect. This solves all my problems. Small setup, perfect. Boom, sold. I'm getting it. And I went and got it. I'm not completely set on this setup yet. It's really cool, and I actually was looking for one of these while I was out on the road, and I happened to find a good deal, so I got it. But it's not set in stone yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have some figuring out to do, but I figured this camper is gonna go fast if I don't go buy it, and then I'm not even gonna have that option. So I went and bought it, okay? Leave me alone. Let me be. Okay, that's it for real now. Thanks for watching. I hope that I figure my shit out. And if you have any suggestions, make sure to drop a comment. You guys go out there and go on some adventures of your own. Live life. beat the status quo. And don't worry, we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna get back on the road and all will be well. Okay, have a good day, guys. Bye. I don't want to give a formal tour of this thing because I'm still not completely set, but just check this out. Watch how cool this is. Okay, bye.